Okay, I think I'm live. See, I had to start this thing over, so I apologize to the people that joined beforehand. So I'm sorry. I had to restart the live stream. Um, so so maybe that might mess up my algorithm a little bit, but let's see here. Okay, I think I'm live. Let me know. It looks like I have one person watching right now. Let me know if it sounds okay to you. I had to restart the live stream at the last second, unfortunately. So the link on my YouTube is not correct. Um, so yeah. Um, so yeah, I had to unfortunately start the live stream over, which I apologize to you guys. But let me know if it sounds and looks good to you. Yeah, I am yeah, I always hate technology, and at the last minute, my phone decided that it wanted to be a vertical live stream and not a horizontal. So, which I hate doing vertical live streams because whenever it plays back on YouTube, it's kind of puts up black bars on the side, and so I always like doing it or a horizontal picture that just I don't know looks better on. Hopefully for you guys, I mean it looks better on the computer at least. But anyways, I'm just going to kind of roll with it. I do apologize again for having to restart it. Um, and hopefully the people that follow the link on Instagram makes their way over onto this one because it's going to be the wrong link. But oh well. I really should just invest in figuring out how to do like a live stream with a camera and a computer versus a phone because I feel like it would just make my life a little easier. So, but cool. So how are you guys doing tonight? Let me know if it sounds okay too. I think everything's connected the way it should be. Um, but I hope everybody out there is doing fantastic on this Sunday, July 7th afternoon. Um, But yeah, if this is your first live stream, I am sorry for the rocky start. Usually it's a smoother transition than that, but um, yeah. Tonight, I just wanted to talk a little bit about some movies and yeah, just kind of chat with you guys little bit. Um, I know I didn't do a live stream last week. It was just kind of busy and crazy, and this time of year for me is just always very, very busy. So, um, hello, Brian. Welcome to the live stream. So, if you guys are new to this channel, first off, welcome. I appreciate you checking it out. Um, but if you're new to a live stream and new to this channel in general, one of my goals this year is to watch 365 movies. And actually, recently, I just passed up movie 200. Um, so that was actually a really cool happens, which watching 200 movies in 1 year alone is just absolutely crazy. And so, um, let's see. Watching at 1 a.m. from Germany. Welcome, and thank you for staying up at 1 a.m. I need to. I'm still trying to figure out a good time, like worldwide, because I have people. I mean, from Germany, or I have a guy from Norway chime in, and some other. I mean, a lot of people from the U.S. and just trying to figure out when is the best time for everyone and overall. So I am curious on that, and I guess let's like give me all of your opinions on when's a good time for you, because I'm currently filming from Ohio in the United States, and it's 7 o'clock here. Um, so I hope that someday in the future maybe I'll figure out a better time than 7 o'clock, but it seems to work best for the most people. I've tried to do it other times, but just trying to find the best time for everybody. But um, I also will say if you're watching this on a playback on YouTube, feel free to leave any comments on any of the things discussed, and I will get back to you on that. So, but one of my, as I was saying, one of my goals this year is to watch 365 movies, and so um, I broke movie number 200, and I'm going to just kind of go over quickly what I watched over the last. It's technically last 2 weeks because I did not do a live stream last week. So unfortunately, I've been very, very busy with a house project over the last few weeks, and so I've not had a whole lot of time to watch movies. And so I've been kind of neglecting that, but I have a decent amount of films here that I've watched. Let's see. I will go in the order that I watch things. One of my other goals too was uh, for the month of July, the entire month of July, I would like to basically just stick to Criterion. And so I talked about this in my last video, I think, that I would like to try watch just a ton of Criterion films throughout this whole month. But this was back in June 24th. I watched the film for the first time, Nostalgia. So this is a Andrei Tarkovsky film. This is a from Kino Lorber. It's a 4K title that I bought during their sale through Barnes and Noble. Um, and yeah, I've been looking forward to checking this out. I've seen pretty much all of Tarkovsky's films except The Sacrifice and I think it was Ivan's Childhood. I've not seen, but yeah, I was really looking forward to checking this out, and I it's definitely not my favorite Tarkovsky film, by any means, but it was still enjoyable and it's still interesting. I think technically this has had a Criterion Laserdisc. I think this belonged to the Criterion collection back when they were doing Laserdiscs, and so I'm curious on some of the special features. But yeah, apparently there's also a full it's called Voyage in Time, which is a 1983 behind the scenes documentary on the pre-production of Nostalgia. Um, and so I feel like I need to rewatch this. It's definitely, I mean, obviously it's a Tarkovsky film, so it is slower, but I overall I would say I enjoyed it. But it's probably not my favorite Tarkovsky film. Let me see here. Do you fancy PC Plum? I do not know what that is, so I cannot say for sure. But hello everyone. Hello and welcome to the live stream. But the next thing that I watched, which was on June 25th, I decided to start into this box set. This is put out by Severin Films. This is a limited edition. It's now out of print box set. I have number, which is kind of fun. Each one's numbered, but I have 433 of 3,500. So it's actually a pretty low number. But I started with the first film, Asylum, which has Peter Cushing in it, and it is kind of like almost like an anthology film where there are these different stories, kind of like he's kind of interviewing these different people and like how they ended up at this asylum, and there's like these different stories and stuff, and it was actually pretty interesting. Definitely not my favorite type of film, but overall I really enjoyed it. I mean, I should say I enjoyed it. I didn't really enjoy it. I enjoyed it. But I am curious on the rest of the films in this set. But yeah, that was the first film of this, which I'm unfortunately going to basically stop watching these because of the for the entire month of July, and just kind of focus on Criterion. But when August rolls around, I will continue this box set. Watching Scream Factory, watching Scream Factory, did I mention Wormwood Apocalypse, the Ice Demon of Rose, a love story? There are new ones to check out. Okay, yeah, I'll have to so Scream Factory is I need to maybe update my Scream Factory collection. I don't have a ton of Scream Factory. I have a lot of the box sets, but I don't have like a lot of the individual releases. Um but yeah, I'll have to check those out. Thanks for the recommendations. Um, so then on the 27th of June, I started this set, which is this a set of two films, and this recently got a Blu-ray release. This is Spy Number 232 from the Criterion Collection. I watched the film A Story of Floating Weeds, which is a black and white, silent Japanese film from 1934. Um, and overall, it was interesting. But later on, actually, I'll talk about it in a minute. Um, but yeah, not my favorite of these two films. I think the other one was definitely a stronger film, which I believe they're both directed by the same guy. So I think he just remade his own film. But yeah, I mean, it was interesting. It was like, I think it was my first black and white silent Japanese film. I've seen other black and white Japanese films, but I think this was my first like silent one that I've checked out. But the next movie I watched, this was on July 2nd. So this is one that I've been putting off watching for a while, mainly because of its length. It is 297 minutes long, and so that is, I think it's like 5 hours, if I'm not mistaken, or 6 hours. I think five, maybe. I'm not super great at math, but 297 minutes. Um, this is broken into six parts. Okay, yeah, it's 5 hours and it's six parts. That's what it. This is technically there was like a U.S. theatrical version and a television version, and so this is Ingmar Bergman's Scenes from a Marriage. I decided to commit to the television version because I want to get the entire like the entire picture versus the theatrical release of the film. Um, and so it's like a six-part series of, and you kind of see like little glimpses of these two characters' marriage. And um, honestly, it was so well done. It was, I mean, Igmar Bergman is truly a master, and everything that I've seen of his is just fantastic. I feel like he is such a like great storyteller. And so even small little details throughout this whole television series thing was just very interesting. And overall, I really, really enjoyed this. I probably won't go back and watch the US theatrical cut because that's already 169 minutes. But I feel like it was, if I ever revisit this, maybe I'll watch the theatrical cut. But yeah, the television version was definitely worth checking out. Let's see if I missed anything. Okay. And then on the 4th of the month, I continued this set and I watched the movie Floating Weeds, which I already talked about very, very briefly. But um, yeah, the I definitely think Floating Weeds is a stronger story. It is longer. It's 119 minutes versus A Story of Floating Weeds, which is 86 minutes. And so definitely the movie Floating Weeds from 1959. It's also in color. Um, is I think he was able to craft a better story around what he was trying to say. And so yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun title, and it'd be fun to see these on. I mean, this does have a Blu-ray, but I'd like to maybe revisit that on Blu-ray someday. And then let's see. Yeah, so July 4th was actually a very busy day for me because I watched like three or four titles, and um, I kind of just wanted to I don't know, just basically I took the day off and I just sat and watched films all day. And so it was actually fantastic. But the next one I watched, this was on the 4th, and that is Akira Kurosawa's Stray Dog. This is spy number 233. And this is in black and white and 122 minutes from 1949 in Japanese. This felt more like almost like an Alfred Hitchcock film in a way, where it's like, um, just like almost like a thriller, where essentially this police officer loses his gun due to somebody stealing it off of him, and it's just kind of a spiral of all the negative events that happen after that, and how he's trying to get his gun back and just just stop this stuff happening. Um, but I really enjoyed it. Akira Kurosawa was another one of those directors that is just truly a master of just like, I don't know, truly a master of what he is able to do. He is fantastic at making films and telling stories. But I really, really enjoyed Stray Dog. So I also asked for recommendations. Let's see. Before I get into that, last movie I watched that was over 4 hours was. Sorry, Until the End of the World. I Yes, I have not watched this yet. Let's see, is this the same one? I believe it is. Um, yes. I have not checked this out yet. This is 287 minutes long. But I do own it, and I am very excited because it looks very, very interesting. Um, so I'm excited to eventually check this out. But like, it's just been those really long titles. I feel like I always put off because of just like the time commitment that they take. But um, Yeah, what was I gonna say? In my last video, I asked for recommendations on things to watch, and a few of you guys mentioned things or commented on those on that video, and so I'm still open to suggestions. So if you do feel like go comment on that video, and I will take into consideration those comments. But one of those suggestions was the film from 1956. It's 95 minutes. It's spy number 507, and that is the film Bigger Than Life. Um, and this is one that I bought a while back, and I really, really, really enjoyed this. I thought it was actually, I thought it was very good. And it was definitely it reminded me. I mean, it's 1956, but it screams 50s American film, and I think that's a good thing because it has that feeling to it, which I really enjoyed. And so yeah, overall, I really liked this one. The basic story is this guy has some health complications, and so he takes kind of a an experimental drug that is supposed to help, and so um, I don't know, he kind of starts having some like delusions and like some like mental stuff going on, and so it's just very interesting, and I would highly recommend checking this out if you get a chance. Um, yeah, I mean, he like completely changes his personality, and he just becomes a different person. But yeah, Bigger Than Life is fantastic. Check out The Naked Island from 1960. The Naked Island. I don't know if I own that one. I know which movie you're talking about, but I don't think I own it. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't own that one, but I'll add it to my wish list. I'm still trying to like balance of like watching the ones I've seen, but also still buying some, which I did just place an order through Barnes and Noble, which I'm excited about getting those in the mail. Unfortunately, it seems like all the Barnes and Noble near me, like they don't carry a lot of the Criterion that are on my wish list, which is unfortunate. But um, and then let's see. On the last movie that I watched on July 4th, let's see. Uh, I do love your Criterion Collection, the Blob, Steve McQueen, Best Actor in the first one, and the Birds 2 made for TV movie version. Um, yes, I have. Where is it? Yes, The Blob with Steve McQueen. I've seen this one. This is fantastic. I really enjoyed this one. Um, but I've not seen The Birds 2. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Vinegar Syndrome put out Birds 2 on a Blu-ray, made for TV movie version. Okay. Um, yes, but so this was the last film that I watched on July 4th. I still have a couple more to talk about, but um, it was like pouring rain where I live in Ohio, and so I decided to. You might have seen this on my Instagram story, but I decided to bring a TV out into the garage, have the garage door opened up, and watch this film with the rain going on in the background, and I had a cup of coffee, and it was just fantastic. The vibes were just so fantastic. Um, and so that is Federico Fellini's La Das. I'm going to butcher this. I apologize. La Dolce Vita. La Dolce Vita. I think that's how you say it. I apologize if that's not how you say it. But this is Spy Number 733. It's a black and white Italian film from 1960. It's 174 minutes long, so it's 3 hours long. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed this one actually. I would say overall, I liked the first like half far more than I liked the second half. I feel like, I mean, Fellini is one of those directors that, I mean, a lot of the films that he makes are just absolutely perfect, and I just really, really enjoy. But um, this was one that I really, really enjoyed the first half of the film, and a lot of the stuff with if you've seen this movie before, but a lot of the stuff with the American actress and kind of their relationship with the main character and the American actresses, which you can see here on the cover with them in the fountain. And I really just enjoyed that storyline. I thought that was a very fascinating story, but I enjoyed the second half, but just not as much as the first half. But yeah, this was a fun watch to watch with the rain going on in the background and everything. And then let's see, this was movie 210. And this I watched on the 5th of the month. This is also a movie that's I feel like I've heard people pronounce this before, but I'm not even going to attempt to it. Um, and this is from Alfonso Cuarón, which is a well-known director now. I believe he's the director of Gravity, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. But this is from 2001. It's 106 minutes long in Spanish. Spy number 723, and this is the film, which I again cannot pronounce, so I'm not going to try, even though I've heard people do it in the past. But yeah, this was a one that's been on my radar for a while, and I I just not never gotten around to watching it, and it's like a beautiful like film. It's so like the cinematography in it is just so well done. And I mean the story too was just interesting, and I feel like I think it's technically supposed to be a comedy, maybe. Yeah, this Smash Road comedy. Um, and yeah, overall, I really really enjoyed this one. I would highly recommend checking it out. Um, and yeah, it's just beautiful cinematography and beautiful shots of Mexico that I've just never I've never been there before, but um, it seems very beautiful like in at least what the film presented. So overall, enjoy this one. Highly recommend checking that out. And then tonight, actually, before this live stream, I just finished this movie up. This is coming from the five films, or John Cassavetes' five films, which is this box set. But this is Spy Number 251, and that is the movie Shadows. This was, I believe, John Cassavetes' debut film. So his first movie that he made. This is 1959, 82 minutes, black and white in English. Um, and overall, I thought it was interesting. It definitely reminds me a lot of like a student film where you can tell that they are still learning their craft. I believe this might be my first Cassavetes film that I've seen. I might be mistaken in that, but um, I feel like I haven't seen any other Cassavetes film. At least think. I don't think I've seen anything else, but yeah, I'm very excited to dive more into this box set. It's been one that I've had for a while, and I've just not gotten around to actually watching all these films, especially movies like The Killing of a Chinese Bookie and A Woman Under the Influence. And I feel like I've heard those movies talked about that I've just like never actually sat down and watched. But yeah, film Shadows was the last film that I watched this for I guess this live stream. But um, let's see, let's see, you got to see Woman Under the Influence, Prob his best. Yes, I am. I'm excited to check it out. And I'll get around to it soon, hopefully. Maybe I'll do like a week of just diving into that box set. But um, Yeah. So, what are some things that you guys are watching? Or I know the Criterion sale is going on currently at Barnes and Noble. So if you do have a Barnes and Noble nearby, what are some things that you're picking up, or things that you want to pick up? I am curious. Also today, let's see. I will mention that Severin Films just put out their what's it called? The shoot, what's it called? Kind of like the summer sale guidelines on their website, and so I think there's a link on their Facebook page, but they kind of like listed out some things that will be for sale and things that will be 50% off, and which I'm very excited because there was a um, a movie opera, Dario Argento's opera, which is getting a 4K release, and so um, I'm very excited to check that out, but. Let's see. The best collection is let's see. The best Criterion collection is A Night to Remember. I'm too eternal to watch it. It is like Titanic type. Yeah, too emotional. Sorry, I'm too emotional to watch it. It is like Titanic. Yes, 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 yes. A Night to Remember. Spy number 7, I believe. Yeah. It's fantastic. This is very early on. I've watched this years and years and years ago, but overall, I remember really liking it. And I mean, it's in black and white. And I don't know. I feel like there was like so many different Titanic adaptation story like movies. And I remember really enjoying this one. It's been a while since I've seen it now, but let's see. Just picked up Picnic at Hanging Rock in 4K. I feel like I am tempted to get that too because I have the out of print now. This is the DVD Blu-ray combo, like with the book and everything. Um, and I would probably hold on to this, but getting it on 4K, I feel like this movie would look fantastic. Which, if you've not seen Picnic at Hanging Rock, it is essentially like a dream, but as a movie, and it feels like a dream. Um, but I really enjoyed Picnic at Hanging Rock, but it's also been many years since I've seen it, so I need to maybe I'll get the 4K either this sale or next sale and do like a rewatch. But let's I want to get a copy of an Icelandic film from 2007, goodness, I can't talk, called Heartstone. I have not heard of that. Seems interesting though. I feel like Iceland is just, at least their music is just like, it feels otherworldly. So I feel like their films probably have that same feeling. At least that's just a judging of I really like Icelandic music, but yeah. Picked up from Barnes and Noble, Anatomy of a Fall, Black Stallion, Blue Velvet, 4K, uh, Bound, 4K. Again, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, 4K, Peeping Tom in 4K, and To Die for 4K. Watched Anatomy of the Fall. Okay, so you got like all of the newer 4Ks. Yeah, I feel behind in getting the like Criterion 4Ks. I think like the newest Criterion that I even own um is by number 1 or 1185, and that's After Hours. This is the 4K of After Hours, and like I'm behind in like I only have a handful of the Criterion 4K, and so I need to start picking up some of those. So one of these sales, I feel like I'm just going to hopefully just be able to dive deep into all the 4Ks and just maybe buy up everything that they've released on 4K so far. And it's hard because whenever there's like a few movies that I like buy, and then they'll like in a couple months they will like announce that it's getting a 4K or a Blu-ray upgrade, which is fantastic, but it's also kind of annoying when I just bought the movie. A prime example, I think it was let's see, the one sale I bought the Devil and Daniel Webster. And then I think it was like the following announcement for films. They announced that All That Money Can Buy on Blu-ray, which this is movies also known as All That Money Can Buy. So same movie, which fantastic movie. But I already bought the DVD, which um, yeah, it's okay though. I someday I'll get the upgrade to the Blu-ray. Do you have a favorite Todd Haynes film? I do not know if I do. What are some things that Todd Haynes, is that Haynes? I think that's how you say it. Um, what are some things that he's directed? But yeah, I have about 350 to 400 in the collection, so kind of caught up and usually got new releases now. Okay, that's awesome. That's yeah, I feel like so my collecting patterns, the things that I'm like, because it's like there's definitely different ways to collect Criterion. Um, like I just bought a bunch for spy numbers between spy numbers. What is this? Two like around like 250 to 300 in that range. Which unfortunately a lot of them are only available on DVD. But since my goal is to have all the Criterion films, I'm just kind of like working my way through the collection and just buying as many as I can per sale, and just trying to get as many of the spy numbers. And if it's available on 4K, I'll definitely grab the 4K. But I'll always go for the highest quality of the film that I'm getting. But sometimes some of these older titles are not available on DVD, or they're only available on DVD. Um, so yeah, I've kind of like decided like maybe once I reach spine number 1,000 with collecting, because right now I currently have about 600 or so like Criterion, but maybe once I reach spine number 1,000, maybe I'll go back through and upgrade everything that has come out in like recent years. But I picked up from Barnes& and Noble, Uzu's Floating Weeds and Blue Velvet 4K. Yes, I talked about Floating Weeds, not too long ago. Ozu's. I think I say Ozu's. Um, yeah, I'm tempted to get Blue Velvet as well. I have the Blu-ray from Criterion, but I still need to get Mulholland Drive on 4K. I still have the Blu-ray to that. Um, so it's very hard to get caught up. Let's see, All That Money Can Buy is such a great film. Yes, I agree. I recommend all the time. I recommend it all the time to friends. Um, yes. Let's see. He just came out with May, December with Natalie Portman. He also did Far From Heaven and Safe with Far From Heaven. Far From Heaven. Why does that sound familiar? Um, and Safe. I feel like I like recognize the director. Um, it was Haynes, right? I believe. Um, yeah, but I don't think I've seen any of those. I'll have to look after this the live stream, but anything Lynch, I upgrade to 4K. His style looks so nice for that format. Yes, I he is one of those directors that I feel like I should own everything that he's made on 4K or like the highest format. Because I'm like that with Stanley Kubrick. Anything Stanley Kubrick's made, I need to get on the highest possible format. Even with his like first film, Fear and Desire, I like upgraded from my Blu-ray to 4K. Um, and so I just feel like I don't know. I should do the same thing with David Lynch because he's probably my second favorite director, closely behind Stanley Kubrick. Um, but love Blue Velvet. Rossellini is wonderful. Um, yes, I feel like it'd be really nice if we got a a 4K of The Straight Story from David Lynch because that movie is first off hard to get on Blu-ray, and it's kind of hard to find on DVD as well. And I have just the DVD, and it's a fantastic film, and I feel like not many people have seen it, but it's like so. it's such a great movie, but I was happy to get Inland Empire on Blu-ray at least through the Criterion Collection, because that was another one that's just, like, really hard to find, um, but yeah. So, yeah, Straight Story was great. Yes, I feel like I would love to see Criterion put out maybe like a David Lynch like box set. And I've talked about this before on this channel too, where it'd be very nice. It probably will never happen, but because I know Criterion doesn't really do TV seasons like for anything. Um, but it would be very nice if we can get a Twin Peaks, like a complete Twin Peaks 4K set from Criterion. I feel like that would be a pre-order for me. Like I would need that immediately. Um, and we've gotten similar stuff kind of. It's like almost TV. I mean the movie that I was just talking about, like Scenes from a Marriage is it was technically like broadcast on TV, but something like Twin Peaks I feel like might be like too big for Criterion. I mean, we got Fire Walk with Me, which is fun, but um, I don't know. Maybe it would be, not quite what they're going for, but I feel like that would sell, even if it was just like a not a Twin Peaks, but just like a David Lynch set with all of his films on 4K. Um, I feel like it'd just be, it would sell very well in my opinion, because I feel like there's a lot of David Lynch fans that are also Criterion fans, and so. Um, but honestly, even like I know, as far as I know, at least Arrow Video has the rights to David Lynch's Dune, which isn't great, but I feel like getting a 4K of that, which I know you can get it through Arrow Video, but I don't know. I feel like it'd be cool to have all the David Lynch films on a Criterion release, but even like his short films, I feel like they should do something with like all of his short films that he's put out, but. Yeah, maybe I'll have to add, Blue Velvet and, Mulholland Drive to my, um, maybe November pickups, but, let's see, it just came out, not too long ago on 4K. Dune, I mean. Yes, yes, I know Arrow Video has a Dune 4K, um, but, yeah, I think it'd be cool to have a David Lynch or not a David Lynch, a 4K from Criterion because I prefer Criterion over Arrow, just preference, I guess. But um, uh, six men getting sick 6 times. Yes, I believe that's a David Lynch short, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But even like the What Did Jack Do short film that he did, I feel like that would be cool to get a put into something. Um, But yeah, big David Lynch fan. Just enjoy everything that he's pretty much done. So um but yeah, I really think that the Twin Peaks The Return getting a 4K of that as like one 18-hour long film, um, that would be so cool to have within the Criterion collection. But do you own any of Disney Plus Star Wars shows? They released some of them in Steelbook. No, actually, I do not. I own a like a bootleg version of season 1 of The Mandalorian. I got that when like before they were released on on Steelbook or whatever. But I'm actually probably going to get rid of it. It's actually in the pile to go. Mainly because I don't know. I really just like don't care about Star Wars anymore. At least anything like Disney Star Wars. Um, and I've done a video kind of explaining like my distaste for Star Wars now and just um I don't know, disappointment, I guess is a better word. But overall I just don't really care anymore, which is really sad because I used to really enjoy, I was so excited when Force Awakens came out and um I don't know. I just over the year, I feel like I just stopped caring about anything Disney, Star Wars related, which I don't know. I'll probably never buy them, unless if I get them very, very cheap, but I also, like I started watching, like, The Mandalorian and lost interest pretty quickly, so I don't know. I feel like I'll always just gravitate towards the original films and even the Clone Wars, honestly, before I gravitate towards anything Disney, but yeah, that's just my personal opinion, but any new laser discs? I saw your video about the 300 pickup. Sell any? Yes, actually, I ended up selling off um, like a small handful, nothing crazy. It was like, and it was only like duplicates that I had. Um, I think it was like maybe 15, maybe 20 discs or so of things that I already had in my collection that I didn't need copies of. Um, but no new laser discs. Well, I should say um, and I think it's in one of the collection updates videos that I did. There's like a small stack, and I got them from a half price books, and there was Criterion in there. Um, and yeah, I nothing new recently though for as far as laser discs. But yeah, that 300 laser disc find was fantastic. Um, and I feel like I don't come across that type of lot as often. But there was on Facebook Marketplace, there was something like 1,200 CEs or something crazy like that, like a bunch of CEDs. And fortunately, I don't really trying to kind of like narrow down my focus of like what I collect. Because in the past I would just grab whatever. It's like CEDs. If it's a CED, grab it, or if it's a latest, grab it. And um, now I'm just kind of like I've narrowed it down to pretty much only like horror or weird stuff, or really old black and white stuff, or like Criterion. And so that's kind of what I'm going for. But yeah, that lot that I drove to Michigan for, it was probably it's probably going to end up being my favorite purchase of the year. It is such a fun experience overall. Let's see. Do you have any film that you would consider a guilty pleasure? Ooh. Yes, I would say like I love the Resident Evil films, and I know they're bad, but I just absolutely love them. I feel like probably the closest thing to guilty pleasure that I have. Um, either the Resident Evil films, or I love the Alien versus Predator movies. Even though except this, I like the first Alien versus Predator film. The second one wasn't super great, but um, yeah, that first one is just it's fun, and I know it's not necessarily like good, but I overall I really enjoy it. I think it's because it's such a fun concept. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I'd say probably though those two series are probably my biggest play. I'm trying to think of any others that are like I would consider guilty pleasure. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Um I just got Hello Mary Lou Prom Night 2. I love 80s horror. Hello Mary. I believe I have Prom Night 2. I think I've seen it. Maybe? Yes, I have it on VHS at least. I think I might have it on DVD. Uh, yes, I do. Yes, I have the DVD and the VHS tape of it. Um, I feel like I watched it, and I feel like I don't remember it super well. Um, I need to revisit it. Also, I have Prom Night 3 on VHS that I've not watched yet, but um, yeah, maybe I should rewatch this soon. Maybe I'll save it for Halloween, which I'm very much looking forward to my 31 Nights of Halloween this year, because I'm already like kind of picking and choosing movies that I'll watch during that. But um, yeah, I'm excited because this month I'm kind of like I might make this like a tradition where it's like the month of July, just um just Criterion, and maybe like all of October, I try to make it just horror. Maybe I'll like make specific months like specific things. But do you have a list of what your or what you or have in words? Do you have a list of what you or have it in an order so you know where stuff is? So yes and no. I have kind of things in an order. I have things kind of broken down into categories in my. I'm assuming you're talking about the movie room, or my whole collection. I have like just let's see, action, romance, comedy, and drama, kind of like all together, and that's kind of the wall behind the camera, currently. And then behind me, so this wall right here, it was only horror, and then this is all horror now, and then this was Criterion, and then into other boutique labels. It has this wall has like grown, and so these first two rows up there are all boutique labels as well. So and then on the other side of this wall, there's like another bookcase where it's like sci-fi um and then I have all my favorite directors, all of their movies, and I have all the TV shows together and so it's kind of like broken into categories. So like I kind of have like I know where everything is, like mentally I know where everything is. But then as well, like on top of that, I have a running list of all of the Criterion films that I have, and within the list, it breaks it down to if it's available on Blu-ray. I need to upgrade that a little bit because this was I made this before 4K was like a thing. But if available on Blu-ray or if it's available or if it's out of print. Um, and so I have that kind of broken down. So I do have like a list of all the Criterion that I have. Um, and but that's about it. That's pretty much the only list of things that I have. And overall, I would say I'm pretty like my memory is pretty like good with like if I'm out looking for things to buy. I know pretty much exactly what I have and what I don't have, and so I'm able like it's only happened maybe two or three times where I bought something where I already owned it at here at home. It doesn't happen very often, I would say. So I don't know like why, but I feel like I have a good memory that way. Um, but yeah, because I know they have I know they make some apps and stuff where you can, like have your whole like, collection in an app, but um, yeah, I overall I just say it's all memory. Ever watch any Death Wish movies? I have not. Death Wish. Why does that sound familiar? I don't think I have. Um, Death Wish. Death Wish. Is that the Bronson series? I believe it's the Bronson, Charlie Bronson, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I think I've seen the first one. I take that back. Yeah, I've seen the first one. Um, I don't remember it super well, but I have the other ones as well on DVD. Um, but yes, Bronson. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Then yes, I've seen the first movie. Um, I remember liking it. It was like a fun, like revenge type of movie. And I believe I might have seen the Bruce Willis remake. That came out a few years back. I think I actually owned it briefly, and then I think I watched it, ended up just getting rid of it. Um, if my memory serves me correct, I think that's what happened. Um, but yeah, let's see. How's the new cat doing? He's doing really well, actually. He and so his name is Biscuit. Him and Hazel, which is my other cat, they're finally getting along, kind of. It seems like they're getting along. Um, but yeah, Biscuit's he's like to definitely become more like domesticated and like used to, living at home and not having to live out in the wilderness. But yeah, overall he's doing really well. Um, and yeah, he's pretty cute. He'll like curl up whenever if I'm sitting on the couch or something, he'll like come up and like curl up on me and stuff, and it's really cute. Um, let's see, the third one is the best. It's so over the top. Yes, I need to maybe I should check those out too at some point. I feel like the wall behind me or behind the camera that you don't really see, where it's all my drama, action, comedy, all that stuff. Like it has a ton of films that I have just not watched. And there's some films in there that I'm like, I feel like I should have seen these movies by now. Let's see, movies like I'm trying to think. Oh, I don't know. Let's see, The Grapes of Wrath, or MASH, or Meet the Fockers, or Magnolia, or even like The Machinist and stuff like that. Like it's stuff that I've owned for years, or Moulin Rouge. Like I've owned these movies for years. I've just never gotten around to actually watching them. Mainly because I'm more focused on like Criterion. Um, which at this point I've seen everything from Spy Number 1 to 200 and what is this? 231 at least. So I've seen a lot of the Criterion films, but um, yeah, I just need to sit down and watch some of these movies. But it's so annoying because I feel like I'm always like I don't have much time to watch this. But did you ever pick up the Pasolini 101 box sets? I keep putting that off, but want to get it. Yes, yes, I have it here. I think I bought this a couple sales ago. Yeah, this is a fantastic set. I've not gotten a chance to really, really dive into it. I've seen a few Pasolini films, um, but, but the only complaint I would say with this whole box set is the getting the discs out is kind of a pain, because they feel very like stuck in here, and so I avoid taking them out as much as I can. But I would like to maybe get a like separate cases for these and just have like just the box displayed. And it actually has a pretty decent size book too with it. Um, yeah, I like Pasolini. I feel like um, he was a very interesting director that I feel like um, you know, if you know like how he died and stuff, I feel like it's really sad. It's a very sad. It's a very sad reaction to him trying to have like you know make art basically, and yeah, it's just I feel like no artist out there should ever have to like basically pay for their art with their life. I feel like it was a very sad, tragic um thing. But yeah, Pasolini, very interesting director. Um, have you seen Two Lane Blacktop? Yes, I have actually. I believe I have that here as well. Let's see. Yes, Two Lane Blacktop, by number 414. Also just a great movie. It's from 1971, but it feels very like road trip type of um I don't know. It gave me a lot of like it reminded me of films like almost like Easy Rider in a way, where it's just kind of like this open road story, I guess is the best way I can describe it. Yeah, overall, I really enjoyed Two Lane Blacktop. Um, highly recommend checking it out. Do you collect any figure or any action figures like NECA or Funko Pop? Yes, I have a very, very small collection of NECA figures. I've never gotten into Funko Pops, but the NECA figures I have like one Jason, one Mike Myers, one Leatherface, one Nightmare on Elm Street, a couple Xenomorphs, a couple of the Predators. I think I have the Mummy and which is the other one I have? I have a King Kong. I have one more, but I can't remember. It's on the other side of the room. But yeah, overall, I like them. I feel like they're very like expensive for what they are. I mean, they're like 35 bucks a piece usually. And so I would like to get more. I would love to get like a Ghost Face and a Hellraiser Pinhead. Um, even like an Ash from Evil Dead would be cool. But I don't know. I try not to go too crazy on the action figure or figure thing because it's just um I feel like I have so many other things I'd rather be buying. But Yeah, but I really I enjoy, the NECA figure, like, their design and stuff. I feel like overall it has, um, a lot of good, like, detail on them versus, like in my opinion, with, like, Funko Pops, I feel like you don't get the same, like, collectability, if that makes sense. Because I feel like a lot of Funko Pops look very, very similar, but, um, I know trying to, describe to is almost impossible. Yeah, I feel like it's one of those movies I feel like you just need to sit down and watch for it to be like it's been a while, I should say. It's been I think I watched it last year or the year before, and I remember really liking it. But it is one of those that I feel like I had a hard time like um I don't know, get have what's it called? Describe it. But I think you said you let's see. I think you said you sort of collect vinyl. Do you organize them by any particular way? I do not. Well, I should say I do have a very, very, very vinyl collection, but I don't organize them in any way. I have like maybe 15 vinyl, maybe 20, if that. They're all upstairs in my living room, but yeah, I pretty much just organize them like whatever I want to listen to, I just pull out, and since I have like not that many, I can just find it pretty easily. Um, I have CDs though. I collect CDs, and I'm actually in the process of narrowing that collection down. Um, and so I should say I organize those like alphabetical. So not by genre or anything, just all alphabetical. And then alphabetical by last name or group name. So I have the CD collection going on. Which I don't buy them as much as I used to, but Spotify has kind of ruined me in that way. Um, what's a sad film you would recommend? My go-to is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I feel like that is a and it's I mean I think it's my fourth favorite of all time, and I've watched it countless amount of times. All I really really enjoy it. I feel like it's so well put together in my opinion that I feel like it's definitely worth checking out. Another one that um, is like a good sad one. I'm trying to think. I would say if you have Netflix, go check out what is it called? If you have Netflix, go check out the show One Day. They made a movie about it, and I think it's all based off of a book, and then they made a movie, and then they semi recently put out like a mini series of the show. So if you like sad things, I would recommend checking out the show. I've not watched the movie, so I can't say for sure if the movie's sad or not. But um, and maybe one more would be like um, hmm, I don't know. I really like the movie Comet, with Justin Long in it. I feel like not many people have seen that movie. It also has like a nice sad, twist, I guess, to it, which I like. But yeah, those are some recommendations. Let's see. Thoughts on Twin Peaks? Yes, I absolutely love Twin Peaks. That is my favorite show of all time. Um, and I love the first season. I feel like that first season is absolutely flawless. Second season, it definitely I understand why it kind of went off the rails a little bit. But I still enjoy it. It's definitely not as strong, but the limited event series of that was put out in 2018. I think that is some of the strongest TV I think we've ever gotten. Um, and it was it's just, I think like it's wild that that was a Showtime show that like was made and somehow they just kind of gave David Lynch pretty much full creative control as far as I know. And it's such a interesting series. I need to go back and revisit it very soon. But yeah, Twin Peaks is just a masterpiece. I think it is, like, in my opinion, um, it's the best show that we've ever gotten as a collective group of people in the world. Um, and it is just such a an interesting and fantastic story that's so well done. Um, and I think like David Lynch really shined. I think it's in some ways, I think it's David Lynch's like some of his strongest stuff. And I don't know, I cannot recommend Twin Peaks enough to people. It's I mean everything with it, I mean the cinematography, the soundtrack, the storyline, it just all like um I mean I listen to that soundtrack like on repeat basically. It is so well just like so perfect. Um and so I was actually talking to my wife the other day that I should do you know, maybe just watching like the first couple episodes of Twin Peaks, but I could like go out into the woods and set up a projector and like, you know, do like an outdoor Twin Peaks like thing, which would be really fun. But yeah, overall, I just say I really I could go on forever talking about it, but it is such a brilliant and beautiful show. Um, let's see. Let's see. The prize winner in Defense Ohio is a great film. You should check it out. Yes, I'll have to. That sounds interesting. I'll have to add that to the list. But she's dead, wrapped in plastic. Just fantastic lines from Twin Peaks. Remember the Log Lady? Yes, it is sad. Log Lady passed away. I believe a few years ago now, but um, yeah, I just feel like it has so many like strange, quirky things to it, and like I mean, the Log Lady even, like, it's just it's she's such an interesting character and just, um, you know, only David Lynch could have pulled something off like that, and it's just, yeah, I really I love Twin Peaks. I like the OG Twin Peaks. I haven't watched it in years. From what I remember, the ending was very strange. Um, yes, that's the thing is, like, so what happened with Twin Peaks was as far as I know, this is at least the information that I've read, but I could be mistaken in this, but um, the showrunners kind of wanted David Lynch and Mark Frost to kind of wrap up the show and start like answering some of the questions. And so David Lynch kind of stepped away from season two, and that's why it feels like there's a disc from season one to season two, at least in my opinion. And so it kind of like has this weird like it feels like a lot of the stuff in season two is like trying to do what David Lynch did, but like without the skill behind it, in my opinion. And so, um, yeah, I think David Lynch did come back with um, at the towards the end of the season. But yeah, it was very strange, and I kind of wish if they just kind of let David Lynch do his thing. I feel like we would have gotten maybe 3 or 4 seasons of Twin Peaks that all would have been just fantastic because he proved even with the return or the limited event series that he's able to craft a story that is interesting and um, yeah, you know, and it's set in a world that I think the world of Twin Peaks is so fascinating that yeah, I could really, that first season is so just strong that I really could just keep watching it over and over. It's fantastic. But let's see, who is your favorite Twin Peaks character? That's a great question. I would say probably Cooper, Agent Dale Cooper, like, or Kyle MacLachlan. I feel like it's just you get to experience Twin Peaks like through his eyes, because I would say he's probably the main character. I'd argue he's the main character, um, and I feel like you know because he's an outsider to this town, and so I feel like you get to kind of experience Twin Peaks as an outsider Insider to Twin Peaks through him, and so yeah, I would probably say um, probably him. Yeah, Kyle MacLachlan is probably favorite character. Have you seen Godzilla minus one? I have not yet. I really want to though. I've heard good things at least. But the lady who had an eye patch and was obsessed with her sliding blinds. Yes, that's the thing is like Nadine, I believe is her name. Um, I just there were certain things that in season 2, like because she becomes like a cheerleader or something like at some point and like goes back to high school. And I just feel like it was trying to do the same things that like David Lynch was doing, but it just wasn't as um like Lynchian, if that makes sense. But let's see. I am 100% with you on Twin Peaks, being the greatest show of all time. I'll even go as far to say that Twin Peaks: The Return is the greatest thing ever made. Yeah, I feel like first off, it's wild that we got what we got from the Return. Um, which I always tell people to, if you are watching Twin Peaks: The Return, think of it as an 18-hour long film. And the best, I would say the best viewing experience of The Return is to watch it 18 hours. Like, if possible, like, because I know not everyone's able to do this, but block out 18 hours of one day and just binge the entire thing. That's asking a lot of from people, but in my opinion, I think that would be the best way to experience the show. I have not personally done that yet. I want to. It's very high up on my list. But yeah, The Return is, I'd say, in at least like in the last decade or so, um the Return might be one of the greatest pieces of art in the medium of film that we've gotten. And it is just, it's so interesting. And like, I think it like in some ways I would argue that it's like one of David Lynch's most interesting things that he's done. A lot of people say Mulholland Drive is his masterpiece, but I would say in a lot of ways, like The Return, I would say might be better. I don't know. I feel like both are, in different ways, they're both fantastic films and a fantastic, show. But um, yeah, I feel like just overall, I mean, really, we are very lucky to have something like Twin Peaks. Um, and yeah, it's just, I absolutely love it. But such a great idea to take a projector out to the woods and binge Twin Peaks. Um, yes, so yeah, I thought it was like, it'd be really cool to do it if it was like raining, but like, I don't know, you'd be sitting in the rain. So, um, maybe what I'll do, because I feel like, the perfect, and this is like when I was watching the film the other night, um, which you, if you are following me on Instagram, you saw on my story, which was the countdown for this live stream. I was sitting in the garage with the garage door open in the rain and stuff. I even said to my wife that I'm like, this is like, perfect Twin Peaks vibes right now. And that's what gave me the idea of like, if I went out with like a projector in the woods and, set up some lawn chairs and, could be sitting there in the middle of the woods with like a cup of coffee. And I feel like that would be like such a perfect thing that like, I don't know, it'd be so fantastic. And so maybe I'll have to do that. Maybe I'll have to make that happen. Because I have a couple friends who haven't seen Twin Peaks as a show. Um, so maybe I'll have to like get it all set up and have them over and just sit and watch Twin Peaks in the woods. But if I do end up doing that, I'll definitely be posting about it because I feel like that'd be so fun. But um, are you watching House of Dragon on HBO? I am not. No. So I'm I'm very far behind. Which I'll get to. the House of Dragon show here in a second, but don't forget cherry pie. Yes, if I had coffee and cherry pie out in the woods for Twin Peaks, that'd be very fun. But as far as House of the Dragon, I'm still I've owned the series of Game of Thrones for like years, at least for I want to say like it's been like a decade, but I don't know if it's been out that long or not. But I've owned the series, and I've only watched the first 3 seasons, maybe 4. I might have been 4. No, at least either the first 2 or the first 3 seasons of the show, and they've been sitting on my shelf, and I've just never gotten around to it. I think I mentioned this also in one of my other videos where I talk about my goals for this year. I don't gravitate towards TV shows that much, and so I have a whole wall of TV shows that I still need to watch. And usually if I have a couple hours of extra time, I'm gravitating towards this, um, like Criterion or horror or anything like that. Um, but it's funny because, like, Twin Peaks, like, even though it is a show, I feel like, it doesn't feel like it, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm able to sit down and just watch episode of like, after episode of that. Um, but yeah, yeah, I need to, eventually get around to watching Game of Thrones, and then maybe eventually House of the Dragon, but just stopped in to say hello. I will catch this on replay. Hello, Benny. Welcome. And that sounds fantastic. If you have any comments on anything discussed, just leave the comments down below on the replay, and I, I will try to reply to you. So thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Um, but Arrested Development is pretty good. Yes, I've seen Arrested Development. And I actually really enjoyed Arrested Development. Um, but yeah, I'm very like there's certain shows that I've like watched just straight through, and then there's certain ones that I just like I am struggling to make it through, um, and I don't know like I've owned like a lot of the seasons of The Simpsons for years, and I've just never gotten around to watching them. And I pretty much own all of at least the 5 original Star Trek shows, and so it's like Star Trek, Enterprise, Deep. I don't know. I don't know what the fifth show is now. Voyager, Deep Space Nine, Enterprise, the original show, and missing one. Um, Yeah, I'm not sure what that other one is, but anyway, I've owned all of the shows, for years, and I've just never gotten around to watching those. A Next Generation, thank you. Yes, I've owned, like, all 5 of those, the complete series of all 5 of those, and I've just never watched them, and I want to, the thing, I really do, I haven't had a chance because I keep watching movies, and, I think just I enjoy films more, and I think that's fine. I think, like, there's TV people and there's movie people, and some people can do both, and, um, I don't know. At some point in life, maybe I'll just sit down and start watching more TV than movies, but, um, yeah. Um, but let's see. I've been talking for almost 35 minutes now, which is crazy, but, any other I guess I'll probably wrap this up soon because I'm sure you guys have things and, I'm gonna go have dinner, but, um, yeah, so, I'm trying to think if there's any other little announcements that I would like to, discuss on here. Oh, that's actually a big one. So this last week, I reached 3,000 subscribers. So I'll talk about this in my next video as well, but, um if any of you guys that watch these live streams, if you guys do subscribe, thank you. I really do appreciate it. I'm blown away that I've reached 3,000 subscribers already. It's so much fun. I am so grateful, and so I feel like anytime I hit like that next 1,000 mark is so fun, and yeah, because it's like not too long ago I hit 2,000. I've already hit 3,000, and so um, yeah, it's fun. I'm very grateful. I feel like it's I'm glad that people enjoy the videos and content that I'm making. Um, and just, I'm glad that I'm able to share my collection with everybody that watches these. I feel like it's so fun. Um, and yeah, so let's see. I enjoy your channel. Have a good night. Congrats on 3K. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you also have a nice evening as well. Um, but I just wanted to quickly say thank you in this live stream for that. That is so fun and just so cool. But yeah, I'll probably wrap this up because it's been 75 minutes, which is kind of a wild concept. But unless if there's any other comment, concerns, questions, things that people want to say or add, talk about, I'll probably be ending this here. Um, and let me know in the comments too if you are watching this on the rewatch. What are you planning on picking up during the Criterion sale? Or your thoughts on Twin Peaks? I feel like we talked about Twin Peaks there for a while. So, um, yeah, I'm always curious to hear people's opinions about things like that. So, expect a new video this upcoming week. At some point, I will. I'm trying to get more consistent with that, but it's been kind of crazy on my end. But yeah, I'll probably end this here. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. This is I say this every week, but this is my favorite part of this channel. I love interacting with you guys. Um, I love talking movies and just, talking with other people that are also passionate about the same things I am. Um, it's so fun. It's really is. It's one of the best parts of this whole channel, and yeah, I'm hoping you guys are enjoying all this stuff too. I sure am, and yeah. So if there's nothing else, let's see. Thanks, Kyle. Talk to you later. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. And if you're watching this on the replay, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Um, and have a good night. Thank you. And I hope everybody out there has a fantastic rest or fantastic evening for the rest, or fantastic night for the rest of the evening. Yeah, I'm getting tired, but okay, bye guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys all in another live stream. So, thank you for watching.